your girl Ombre Alert, and I am back with another video. Okay, this is episode 3 of the biopic series, which I am breaking down biopics that we all know or don't know and love, and I'm getting y'all hip to what they left out of the movie. Okay, in today's video we are discussing the movie Introducing Dorothy Dandridge. Okay, and Halle Berry played Dorothy Dandridge in this 1999 film. I believe she did win an Academy Award for Best Actress in this movie, and I think that's incredible because Dorothy Dandridge was nominated for the same award and did not win, but she was still nominated for this award. And Halle Berry, in her acceptance speech, she did dedicate the award to Dorothy Dandridge and Lena Horne and other black actresses that had been silenced in the film and movie industry. I think that's fabulous. We're going to get into Dorothy Dandridge's life. We're going to talk about the movie itself and see what they left out of the movie. If you're ready, I need you to like, I need you to subscribe, and I need you to comment below how you feel about this topic, how you feel about my biopic series. Let me know any examples of movies y'all want me to discuss, because I'm going to keep it going. Okay, so let's get into this biopic series, episode 3. Okay, so we're starting off with Dorothy Dandridge, who was born November 9th, 1923 in Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio to be exact. Okay, so that's when she was born. She was born to a mother and father. Her father was working all the time, and her mother was as well, and her mother was an aspiring actress. Her mother's name was Ruby Dandridge, and on top of her, wanting to, provide for her family, she also was an aspiring actress. And her husband, Dorothy Dandridge's father, did not agree with that as a job or a career, so their relationship ended when she was pregnant. Okay, so Ruby Dandridge, Dorothy Dandridge's mother, left her husband while she was pregnant, and they went to live somewhere else without him. Okay, because she had to follow her dreams now. Okay, if you're not down for the dream, if you're not down for it, then you gotta go. Okay, so Ruby took Dorothy Dandridge and her babies, along with Vivian, her sister, to an apartment. And Ruby Dandridge, on top of, appearing in several movies back in the day, she did start a relationship with a woman. Okay, so this woman, they were lesbians, let's just be clear. This woman was helping her raise her children, her girls, and as soon as they were able to go to school and whatnot, Ruby Dandridge shipped them off and made them perform in several venues and clubs so that they could make money and help out with the family. So Dorothy Dandridge and her sister performed together as the Wonder Children, and they did dance and sing, and they met another girl named Etta Jones. Yes, they met another girl named Etta Jones at school, and she later joined the group, and they were called the Dandridge Sisters. So they performed together, they appeared in several movies, and that's how they really got, their... When the Great Depression of 1929, I believe, hit, that's when, it was hard for them to get gigs and whatnot, so they kind of just stopped performing that much. But as things scurried around, they got better and better, and they started to appear in movies and things of that nature. Now, Dorothy would finally get her first major role in the MGM movie Bright Road, where she played a teacher who was having a difficult time with a troubling student. And this was a big role for her because it wasn't about race like most of the movies back in the day. They put black women in the slavery roles and in the prostitute roles and in the mammy roles. So it's like she kind of was the first actress to break the mold. Okay, Dorothy Dandridge is the first black woman to be nominated for an Academy Award for Best Actress, which is a huge, huge, big deal, okay? And her road to success was not easy. She worked hard, she hustled ever since she was young. So she did appear in several movies before that, before this Bright Road movie. But when she did appear in Bright Road, she said, and I quote, "It showed that beneath any color of skin, people are simply people. I wanted any white girl in the audience to look at me performing in this film and be able to say to herself, why, this school teacher could be me." I think that's fantastic, because she's showing just how much she's putting into the role and just how much she adores having a role where it's not about race. And that's a huge, big deal. Okay? So around the 1950s, that's when Dorothy Dandridge would really be the most popular nightclub performer. She started to perform in nightclubs. She went solo, so she didn't dance and sing with her sister and her friend anymore. She was just going solo. She would do a bunch of nightclub performances, and the thing that in the movie you could tell that she was very much so uncomfortable, like behind the scenes of it all. She was very uncomfortable performing in such clubs, because that's all she could do. You know, when it was finished, it was very awkward, but to make things very frank and very clear, she could not use the bathroom in the club. She could not sit in the audience in the club. She was only allowed to perform, and that's it. So she had to use the bathroom outside. She couldn't talk to anyone, and this was the rules from the club owner, you know. So that's really how it was. Into her personal life, she did, before the 1950s, she did marry Harold Nicholas, and he was from the Nicholas brothers, and they were two brothers that were famous for their tap dancing skills and just dancing skills in general back during that time. She did marry him, and she had difficulties in her relationship with him because he was a womanizer and he would sleep around on her. They did get married, and I believe she lost her virginity to him, which was very difficult for her, because like in the movie, she did get molested by her mother's girlfriend, and her mother was working all the time, so I don't think that she would have believed that that happened anyway. But she did get molested by her mother's girlfriend, and I believe that that made it very difficult for her, because not only did she not talk to anybody about it, but she it makes it hard for you to want to have sex after that. After something traumatic like that happens to you, how are you going to be in a relationship with a person and not say that? So he had no idea about any of that happening. So I think he was just kind of like trying to force her to have sex. Like, okay, we're married now, we're supposed to have sex, blase, blase. I mean, it didn't really matter because he was cheating anyway. They did divorce in 1949, but before that, she did get pregnant, and she had a baby girl, and unfortunately, her baby girl did suffer brain damage because of lack of oxygen during the pregnancy. I mean, during the labor, there was lack of oxygen to her brain, so she did get some brain damage from labor. And I believe I did watch a documentary on that, and they were saying something like she closed her legs when it was time for her to push the baby out, and she wouldn't open up her legs. So it was just like, I think that's kind of what happened. And it said that she always blamed herself for what happened to her baby girl. Fast forwarding to, you know, the 1950s, when she did receive a lot of success, she made her very own debut in her movie called Carmen Jones, okay? And we're not talking about the one with Beyonce. We're talking about Dorothy Dandridge, the original Carmen Jones, okay? And I will be inserting pictures so you can see how beautiful she is and how fabulous she is. So originally, like in the movie, it was hard for her to get the role because she was so conservative and sophisticated. But she flipped the script on everybody, including the producer, whose name was Otto Preminger. Preminger, I think that's how you say his name. But she flipped the script on everybody. She came back into the room, had a nice little wig on with some curls in her face. She had some hoop earrings and some red lipstick, a nice revealing skirt, you know, and a plunging blouse, you feel me? And she was switching, and she practiced in front of her mom and her sister, like in the movie as well. And yes, so she got her role. In the movie, it made it seem like she kind of got the role because she had sex with him. It's not true. She owned the role. She owned the part. She looked the part. She acted the part, and it was hers. So whether she slept with him or not, well, she did. They did become lovers before the production of the film. But I do believe that after she got the role, that's when they started like sleeping together. I don't think that had anything to do with how she got. Let's just be clear, Halle Berry played that role, okay? But I don't think that we got enough sensitivity from her, and maybe it's just because it's like she didn't have time for that, you know, like Dorothy didn't have time to be sensitive about anything. So moving forward, I did think it was interesting to hear how someone else perceived her that was on the set of Carmen Jones, because a lot of people were saying that, and this is what we didn't get from the movie, is that she was very shy and she didn't really have many friends on set because she was so focused on getting her part correct that she didn't really mingle with the crew and the set. And so yeah, so apparently Diane Carroll was in the movie, and I didn't know that, but she was 18 at the time, and she said, in her own words, she said she had, talking about Dorothy Dandridge, she said she had very few friends in the cast. She was painfully shy and self-absorbed, concerned only with improving her performance. So much riding on it that she seemed to be living in a constant state of anxiety. Her vulnerability touched me deeply. So I think she was just on the set, and she put so much pressure on herself because she had a child to support. And when she did divorce her husband, Harold Nicholas, he was not paying child support. So I felt like she felt a lot of pressure to take care of her child on her own. She was a single mom, and it was hard, you know, life was hard for her back then, and she had a lot of pressure. So maybe that's why she wasn't really mingling that much. In the 1950s, on top of being in Carmen Jones, she also appeared in a lot of magazines. But she was the first black woman to appear on the cover of Life magazine, which is huge. She was in Essence magazine as well, and countless others. I believe 1955, that's when the Academy Awards were happening, and she did get nominated for the first black actress at the time. She did not win. She was up against Grace Kelly and Audrey Hepburn and all these amazing actresses. And I just wish that she would have realized that it's not really her fault that she didn't win. And just because she didn't win, it doesn't mean that she didn't put her all into the role. It's just that these other white actresses, they have better opportunities, and they have better roles, and they have better, there's better movie selection for them to excel as actresses. So I just wish she could have understood that and not took it as hard. on herself that she didn't win. So make sure that you comment below and tell me how you feeling. Make sure you subscribe to this channel for more biopic series videos, because you never know what movie I'm finna do, okay? So make sure you subscribe. It's on Bray Alert, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.